Today, we are honoring the lessons of last year, releasing what no longer serves us, and activating the courage to play bigger in 2026. Hello and welcome to Talking with Teri-TV. I am your host, Teri-TV. Thank you for joining us on the Entrepreneurial Girlfriend Hour, along with our live in-studio co-creators. We are Colorado's first transformational talk show where we activate, elevate, and transform. This episode is sponsored by Complete Business Accounting and Imagine Choice Customized Health Solutions. Those that are new to me, I have taken my 28 years of counseling experience, combined it with energy psychology, and applied the principles of quantum physics to help us clear the blocks, the barriers, and the baggage that no longer serve us so that we can step into our purpose, our passions, and our potency. And I am so grateful to be here with all of you. So I'll say this, in the activation station, okay, so I'm sure they probably made it into a movie. So if you guys have seen Trapped on a Plane and got nowhere to do with energy, there was a company, I'm not gonna say the company, but I was in Dallas, met this lady and this gentleman. Long story short, cycle back around, this guy goes, "Oh, have you tried our Sparks?" And I'm like, "No. What is that?" He said, "Oh, it's just an energy drink, blah, 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 blah." So I was like, "Okay, go get your water." So I went and got a bottle of water at the airport, and then I poured in the Spark, right? And I shook it up, and I started drinking this, okay? And I am now on the plane, and I have so much energy. And I am like going bonkers. So I am like sitting going, oh my gosh, like I have a lot of energy to begin with. And to put a Spark on top of that, I am like trapped and on a plane. And I'm like telling, I was like, "Hey, I don't know if this is customary, but I have a lot of energy. Can I just run some sprints? Because oh my gosh, guys, I'm telling you, this product will not do that to you, okay? You don't have to worry about getting trapped and stuck in Teri's hot box. Welcome to Talking with Teri-TV. I am your host, Teri-TV, and thank you for being a part of the Entrepreneurial Girlfriend Hour, along with our live in-studio co-creators. We are Colorado's first transformational talk show where we activate, elevate, and transform. We are sponsored by Complete Business Accounting and Imagine Choice Customized Health Solutions. So for those of you that are new to me, I used to be a therapist, a mental health therapist, started combining that with energy psychology and then applying quantum physics. So love talking about how we incorporate letting go of the baggage, clearing the blocks that no longer serve us, but then using tools based in energy to attract more to us, okay? And then along the ways, I have helped people build their businesses through speaking as well as through our business spotlights. And then right here today with our live show. All right, so today I thought I will just say this. I don't know if you guys have an opinion on this blouse, but my husband has not seen this blouse yet. And he always has a quick, funny comeback. So I feel like, I don't know, he's gonna be like, "Where's the mariachi band?" or something. Like, I just have a feeling something's gonna come of this. So I can't like start this show without doing like jazz hands or something. Anyhow, so when I started, so in December 9th, I feel like we were just birthing a baby and it just, all the things started to collide. And do you ever get that feeling of like when you're like more than anything on this planet, like why you're here on this planet? Like you're just like, girl, I'm in. And I will tell you, like that has been a long journey for me. And it's been like, just think about 2025. How many of you felt like 2025 was a little bit of a Shirley show? Yeah, it was. And it's funny because like my journey really started in 2019. Now, energetically, there's a lot of people that are here in the audience that would probably say that technically 2011 is when the energy started shifting on the planet. Most of us, like myself, was not aware. Now, 2019 came along and I'm like, I am fully aware. 2019 for me was a Shirley show. And I'm like, you know what? It's okay. I host New Year's parties every year for the last 10 years. And I am so excited and delighted. And I'm like, you know what? 2019, terrible year. You know what? 2020 has to be better, right?
Oh, I'm right there with you.
Not so much. So then I was like, you know what? No, 2021 has got to be better. So I remember we were hosting our next New Year's Eve party, and I love doing like a little gift or a little thing, making something exciting and fun. So I never do this. And I went out that year and I bought champagne glasses that actually said 2021, okay? Because I'm like, 2021 is going to be the year, right? And then 2021 was not great either. So the next New Year's Eve, I was like, and I have these little markers, you can see that I've written on them. So then I was like, okay, 2022 has got to be better.
And so on.
And so on. So then last year, you can see that I've now made it, I don't know if you can see that on the video, but it's 2025. And so how many of you had a whopping, like, amazing 2025, right? Okay, I get you guys are still following with me, right? And so I was like, all right, it is time to let go. We just finished a 9-year cycle, thank goodness. And so I was like, you know what? It is time to ditch the wine glass. And we are starting fresh. It's okay. Are you okay? I'm okay. Okay. Woo! Shuck it off. Shuck it off. But I'm like, you know what? I am so done. I'm so done. And I'm like, you know what? I am claiming 2026 to be my golden year. Now, if you want to rob and duplicate this, you're 1,000% welcome to, because how many of you guys know what your golden birthday is? Do you guys know what that is? Okay, when I was like 35 before I knew what a golden birthday was. So if you're like me and you don't know, I'm going to tell you. The golden birthday is whatever date your birthday is, when you turn that age, that is your golden birthday. So I was born November 1st. My golden year was what? So I'm peeing and pooping in my diaper. So I need a do-over, okay? So some of you that were born before you were born 21, my daughter's now is the 21st. What am I thinking? So anyways, so I was like, you know what? I'm a horse going into the year of the horse. So I'm claiming this as my golden year. Now the horse energy, if you're not familiar with that, is like this like really powerful, dynamic energy that we're going forth. It's not like a push energy. It's a creating that momentum. It is like forward motion, right? All of us are going to be activated in the year 2026. Okay, so if you need to claim this as your golden year, because we're going into the golden age, I'm just saying gold is better, right?
Yeah.
Just saying. So if you need to claim it, on my vision board, I actually put gold post-it board. I'm just loving it. I'm just like, I might just keep, every year might just be my golden year, I'm just saying, because it's so cute, it's so amazing. Anyways, so alive. Anyways, moving forward, playing with really activating what we're speaking life into. And so just take a moment. I'd love to hear from you. What are we letting go of? Really, truly claiming of letting go of for 2025. And I want you to think about 2025 in this way, or just like the past year. And here's the thing is, when we think of January 1st, we think about starting over. I just want to say I'm a rule breaker in most areas of my life. So here's the thing. If you can start over any given time, it could be a Thursday and you're like, you know what, I'm starting over. Like it's 24 hours. I usually use my birth date as my year. Okay, that's my year cycle for myself. So you can write the rules up, okay? But the new year does bring this new energy, this new excitement, this new version of ourselves. And it's like this another opportunity for us to declare and claim what we're speaking life into the new year, okay? So as we were laughing earlier, 2025 was not a great year for most of us. Some of us, we had moments, right? We had great moments and there were some amazing things. And somebody called me today. We had this really great long conversation around last year. And I was telling him, in decades prior, before I was doing this spiritual development and working on myself, last year would have kicked my booty in a lot of different ways. And it didn't. It really didn't. Now, was it the best? No. But it allowed me to be like, okay, I can be in this present moment with the noise and not get attacked by the noise and go into a spiral. Does that make sense? And so I think that's what we're moving into, is that we don't have to get stuck in the spiral. And so there's a lot of things that happened in 2025 that I don't want to repeat, okay, the last couple years. And yet there's so many gifts. And how many are you familiar with channeling? So before this, oh, fantastic. So if you're not familiar with channeling, it is I clear my mind and then I go in and channel my higher spirit, higher self. And I got this really powerful message this morning, and it was all about this preparation. And I think if we can see those experiences as a preparation, because I would not be here without all of the preparation, whether I liked it or not. And I was like, okay. And actually, the last time you were here, we had this interesting activation. I'm going to call it initiation for a little fancier way of perceiving it. And through that, it allowed this other thing happen, which allowed this to happen, which I was like, ta-da, here it is. And so it's okay, just giving ourselves more grace when those moments heat up, okay? So on your paper, I'd love for you to take just a moment real quick to think about some of those, maybe those challenges. So just take a moment. Yeah, I just want you to take a moment and just think about some of those things that happened to you and for you. And just write those down. And I want you to also look at what were some of the gifts that came out of them. And maybe you didn't feel it at the very initial moment, but now in looking in hindsight, you can say, wow, that was a really great gift. Because I don't know about you, but I had to learn how to take the high road a lot. And I am always taking the high road in like most situations. But boy, there was a time I was like, I wanted to take off my gloves and be like, let's go. Let's take it outside. And so just thinking about those moments where it really shifted either the way you see the world, experience the world, or how you show up in the world. And really just take a moment and then write some of the great things that came out of that, where maybe you wouldn't have been able to see it right initially, but once you were able to, the dust was able to clear, you're like, okay, here's some of the blessings, here's some of the gifts that I have in it. So I'm gonna give you a moment here to go ahead and fill that out.
And I'm sorry, did you say that happened in 2025 or just in our life?
You can do either, for real. It's, again, there's no rules here, but if there's something that just come in for the last year, write that down. But if there's some other challenges that you've had, you can definitely write those down as well. I definitely felt like I was being pushed in a lot of different areas in different ways. And just coming back to, some of you may have heard my story about 2023, and for like about 2 years I went into what I call the dark night of the soul. And I realized, I was like, okay, like I made it through. And every once in a while I'll say to myself, that time in my life did not take me down. This thing is not going to take me down either. It's just not. I have just been like, you know what? I am here. I know that I'm here for a bigger purpose. And now that I have everything's fallen, it's like the Tetris blocks have fallen into place, and it's canceled out a lot of things, but it's created clarity. And in that, it's okay, here we go. Here we go. Does anyone want to share? If you want to, yes, thank you.
How long of a story do you want, though?
Considering we only have an hour to go. No, just kidding. Just shorten it, maybe like the highlights of it, yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna share two stories. One in 2013. My youngest, was 6 months old. I had a 3-year-old. I was breadwinner of my family, and I got laid off from my job, my corporate job. I think for most people, it would have been devastating. I was thrilled. I was actually looking for something new. And about a week after I left, I told my husband, I said, I don't know what it is, but there's something else out there for me. And I'm going to use this opportunity to figure out what my purpose is in life.
Good
so
for
that
you.
was,
Good
yeah.
for you.
And it was just, and I told him for the first time ever, I was going with my heart and not my brain. And it was a gut feeling. So that was the first thing.
So let me just stop for a second and say this, that anytime anyone gets fired or let go of or laid off, when they call me and they tell me, I take them out and we do a celebration dinner, because I just trust that it's happening for us. And a lot of times people are great people, and we stay in things sometimes too long, or we stay in things that we've outgrown. And universe, God, spirit, angels it says, here's an opportunity, here's a little whisper, here's a little, here's a 2x4. And if we don't take care of it, guess what? The master plan comes in and gets activated, right? And so good for you. And if you guys ever get fired, laid off, I'm your girl. Call me. Let's go celebrate.
And actually, it was funny because my husband and I we went out to dinner to celebrate me being laid off. And my dad, who had the same corporate job for 30 years, was shocked, could not believe that we were celebrating.
Yeah.
So there's that. And then, so see, that was 2013. 4 years later, in 2017, I'm now a holistic practitioner. At the time, I knew about holistic health. I was trying to figure out how to find help for my own health journey and my family's. And there were too many different types of doctors and practitioners out there. And I didn't have the time to figure out what was out there that I needed. We went to visit my parents. My mom is in the middle of a cancer diagnosis, which we find out the minute we walk in the door. And so I ended up staying with my parents for a month. It's terrifying if you're ever with a family member who's going through this. The tests and every test came back with a worse result. And in the middle of all that, I did this meditation and I was on a beach and I saw a big crab. And if you guys know, crabs are cancer, the sign cancer. So I can't remember, I wrote it down, but I was either a child or I was with some children, but I was told to reach down into a puddle of water. It was like a little sea puddle. And I reached down and grabbed the crab. And when I picked it up, it was a harmless hermit crab. And I held it in my hand. And basically the message that I took from it is you think this is this big, scary thing, and it's just a harmless hermit crab. So long story short, what ended up happening with my mom was she was going through all the standard of care, the testing and everything. I was going to different health food stores. And in one, I met these two women and I started crying and told them the story. We're in Florida, so I don't know anyone there. And I was like, my mom needs holistic help and I don't know where to go. And one of the women said, I have this doctor, he's a chiropractor, but he does this thing called muscle testing. He was the only person that called me back, the only health practitioner. We ended up in his office and he does what I do now. They basically got my mom through her 3 rounds of chemo. They helped her detox from the chemo and radiation, got her the nutrients she needed because she really was nutrient deficient, as most people are. And 9 years later, she's 87 years old, has gone through chemo, radiation, and the only medication she's on right now are eye drops for her eyes. And she's doing, amazing.
Yes.
And the cancer it was a bump in the road for her.
Yeah, I liked it. When you were saying this story and you were talking about the crab and everything, I got chills because I'm like, you're right. What is the stories that we assign to situations and make it way worse than it really is? And this is one of the things that I've had to learn over my time too, is like really being careful of the intensity that we are assigning to those, what we see as perceived problems, right? Yeah.
Yep. So anyway.
Yeah, I like it. Thanks for sharing.
And it was life-changing, obviously, for me because I'm now doing that type of work that helped my mom so much.
Yeah. And so I see that as, again, like those things that you had to overcome, you got connected to the people and then it's like, it's totally transformed you and what you're doing. And it feels so much more, I get the sense that it's so in alignment with what you're doing now in the work that you're doing.
Yeah, absolutely. And I do think, and I've told my mom this, I think we had a soul agreement when we came here and she went through that, but it was actually for me. That's what.
Yeah. I have a very similar story. My lovely dog. We all like, how many dog lovers do we have in here? Love it. We had a dog. Her name was Princess Sophia, if you can get the reference, right? She was a miniature wiener dog, so that's why Princess Sophia. If you've ever seen the movie How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days, she calls his wiener Princess Sophia anyways. I just said wiener. But anyway, so she passes away and my daughter was like around 2 when she passed away. So she has no cellular memory of her. Fast forward around 2.5, I was really grieving the dog. And my daughter, when she was 2.5, had a seizure. She's never had seizures before. Had a seizure, and obviously we called the ambulance. It was like a very terrifying experience if you've ever had a child have a seizure in front of you. It's, as mama bear, like it is like the most terrifying thing. Anyways, we get to the hospital, blah, blah, blah. The very next day, she wakes up, and when you have a seizure, for those that are like, you know that it kind of zaps the body, right? And it kind of resets it. Anyways, the next morning she comes down and she goes, "Where's Sophia?" And I'm like, "Remember, like we talked about how she went to heaven. This is 6 months prior, right?" And she's, "No, she was here last night."
Oh.
And I said, "What do you mean?" And she goes, "She climbed on my chest. She smiled, Mom. And she wants you to know that it's okay. She's okay." And I know 1,000% because of my grieving process, like I know 1,000% of the time, she came back. My daughter had the seizure, so that message could be delivered to me through my daughter. And there was such like this peace feeling. So I just trust in the things that it's all like all interconnected. And if you look at your sheet right now, you can probably connect the dots that if that didn't happen or didn't show up or you didn't experience that, this next thing wouldn't have been shown to you, experience this. And it just becomes pretty juicy when we start to look at how the dominoes fall. Anyone else want to share?
I'll share.
Yeah.
So my year of darkness was 2022. There was a lot of goodbyes, but the hardest one was my mom passed away. So I was 31. She was 2 months shy of 60. She was diagnosed with multiple myeloma in 2014, and it was eight years of her doing dialysis and honestly me being terrified of if it's going to happen. So 2022, she was getting ready to get put on hospice, so it wasn't a surprise, and I was just terrified to go through her death and through grieving and everything. And when she passed away, while it was very heartbreaking, I was surprised that I handled it a little bit better. Like I was still able to get out of bed. I didn't think I was going to be able to really do much. But after her passing really led me to a spiritual awakening, which has really been a ripple effect to me finding myself, finding my boundaries, curing my people pleasing. And I actually had a moment today where I just looked around my house because we started a business. My husband was able to quit his corporate job, come over. We've been building that together. We work from home. This school year, my boys are now homeschooling. So it's my family's home together all the time, which is something I've always wanted. But I know it wouldn't have happened if I wouldn't have gone through that hard thing that showed me, oh, you can do hard things. You can go through life challenges, and you're going to be better in the end once you go through it. And a lot of negative belief shedding that now it's like I can breathe clearly, and I didn't realize how just all my negative beliefs, all the stories that I told myself, how I was in my own prison in my own head. And I feel like after 3 years of intense healing, of a little too addicted to healing, I'm finally in a space where I'm like, okay, let's go enjoy the healing. Let's not keep healing. And once again, it's just the ripple effect from the worst thing that has happened to me has now led me to my life being, in a sense, how I've always dreamed of it. So yeah, it's been the hardest thing. I heard a really cool quote that said, when you can love the thing that you wish most didn't happen, that is peace. So I feel like I have finally found that, and it's just been amazing to get out of my head and just observe, not judge, and just be able to enjoy life now.
I love that. And even when we are being faced with these challenges, I have a client right now and he's being faced with something truly like unbelievable. And on the other side, I know I have this intuitive hit that like his mission is so much bigger than what he can see and hold space for right now because he's in it. But I'm just holding the space because I know that as he goes through this, he is here to do some really extraordinary things, and is holding that place and space. And yes, when those things show up and we can be in the place of peace and gratitude for it, and again, seeing it showing up for us, not to us, it puts us in a different place and space around it. Mm-hmm. That's beautiful.
I'm Karen Zipa, founder of Complete Business Accounting. We're not your typical accounting firm. At Complete Business Accounting, we partner with you to make sense of your numbers so you can grow with confidence. From strategic bookkeeping to fractional CFO support, we provide the structure, insight, and clarity your business needs to thrive. You don't start a business to be worried about your finances. And with Complete Business Accounting, you won't have to be. Let's move your business forward. Visit cbaccounting.net to get started.
Moving into this new year, this new space and place, I'm going to invite us to start thinking about what are we speaking life into and what are we claiming to be true for us. This journey has brought us to this place and space, and now it's okay, what am I going to truly activate this year and truly walk the walk this year? Love to take a minute, write down what you are speaking life into, and it might have been as a result of those dots that you're connecting from everything else that you went through. But now, what are you speaking life into? What are you claiming to be yours? We've gotten so in the habit of the hustle and grind. And one of the other episodes, we talked about the energy, right? And it always comes back to the energy for me from that perspective, because the higher vibration, I wish I could just say, okay, everyone, here's the secret sauce, right? The secret sauce is the vibration that we're communicating from, we're activating from, we are being, will have a direct impact on what shows up in our lives, right? And if we understand that, how are we spending our time and energy? And I do like a heartbeat throughout the day. And if I am not, I just was telling someone this the other day, I'm a people person. Like, I love being around people. It's an activator for me. Like, I'm an extrovert, in case you hadn't got the memo. And so if I'm sitting in here working and I find myself like, I have now started going to restaurants, to bars, to places where people are sitting, and I will just go and start up a conversation with somebody, like totally random. Because it just it activates and it energizes, and then I'm like, okay, cool, and then I come back. So whatever that is for you, this is something new that I just started playing with, but whatever that is for you, what is that activator? What is that what really puts you in a great mood? That could be music, that could be exercising, that could be doing mindfulness, that could be meditation, that could be something, whatever that is, but whatever that puts you, for me, one of the other things I do is I dance. I've been doing silent dancing lately. Do you guys know what that is? I have shared space here, and I'm like, if I jam out, like, they're going to ask questions. So I put my earbuds in, just put my phone in the back pocket, and I am just like going to town. It's called my silent dancing. So I've been embracing my silent dancing lately, and it's fantastic. I'm just saying, okay? But the higher vibration you are, the more you can speak life into this. And how many of you, just out of curiosity, just have a vision board or are working on a vision board, or every hand up? Yes. But
you're changing it to the becoming board.
I was
Yes.
gonna say, I just had that conversation, Cheryl and I did with another person. I thought, okay, I like that.
Yeah.
Instead of it, this vision way out in the future and that
Yeah.
sort of thing. And then you can even, as you become that, what you've put out there, is you can replace your picture of you even doing
Yeah.
that activity.
yeah. So I will say this. I love vision boards and I hate vision boards. So I'm with you, Gina. I got you, girl. I got you. And the reason for that is because a lot of times we just don't know how to activate them and how to use them properly. So I do believe in using them as a tool, but one is we've got to be in the same vibration to receive that. And I'm a big believer in timing. So there's been things on my vision boards that have not come to fruition until 3 or 4 years later, right? Now I write the different rules around my vision board. Sometimes I go every 2 years, sometimes I do it every 6 months. Like, I just make up the rules as I go, okay? So you can do that as well. But one of the things that I love doing, and whether it's intentions or if you have a vision board, so I love playing with this, is when you're standing in front of your vision board, you can activate it, okay? Do you guys want to know how you activate it? And it's super juicy. First of all, when you're doing your vision boards, putting pictures as if you're already doing it, okay? So if I want a new car, I'm not going to put a picture of myself in a car. I'm going to put it from the perspective, I'm already behind the seat, and I'm taking the picture from the position, and I would see what? The steering wheel, right? So if you can think about it that way, so if my desire is to speak on way bigger stages this year, and so I have huge audiences, but it's not me, it's of the audience. Does that make sense? So what happens is your brain processes in pictorial form, so more pictures the better. And if we tie in Neville Goddard's process, and he talks about acting as if the wish is already fulfilled. So you want to act as if you've already created it, okay? So it's like visualizing is great because we tap into that piece of it, but we act as if we've already achieved it. And I'm looking at some people have experienced the 33-second exercise with me. There's a couple. How many of you have experienced the 33-second exercise? Yeah? So if you want to do this, it's fun. I'm not going to go, if I stand up, I'm going to chop off my head. But one of the things that we can do when we do a 33-second exercise is you act as if you've already achieved it and getting into that higher vibration. And so if you want to, go ahead and play with me for a second. Put your hand on your heart, and I want you just to take a moment and think about that one desire that you have that you would like to create. And maybe it's one step out of your element, maybe it's a couple steps out of your element. But in life, we are on this trajectory, right? So what is that the next thing that you would like to speak life into, okay? Do you guys all have it? So go ahead and open your eyes, and you can put your hand down if you'd like. But I just want you, for a second, can someone time me? Can someone pull out their phone? I don't think we've ever done this in here. We're gonna do this. I'm gonna say seating though. And I'm gonna have us, for a second, get into the gratitude of acting as if it's already achieved. So back in the day, I've shared the story, having Jack Canfield write my foreword. I was told no. So I never wanted to write a book, okay? Let's be real. Never wanted to write a book. And then my friend who became my stalker said, Terry, you need to write a book. If you're gonna speak, you need to have a book. And I'm like, that's a dumb rule. Like, I'm a rule breaker. That's not gonna happen, blah, blah, blah. 8 years later. And she's just still stalking me. And I'm like, what will it take for you to stop stalking me? Write the book. So I was like, fine. So I really wrote a book just to end a stalker, okay? Let's just be real. So I wrote the book, and then in the 11th hour, she's like, you need to have someone write the foreword. And I'm like, oh, for the love, like seriously, like this was not in the fine print. Anywho, so I said, you know what strong, dynamic woman is going to write my foreword? And you know what kept coming up? It was just so magical. It was like this, I pulled this book off the shelf. I was working on the book, and I pulled this book off the shelf, and I'm like, that's a weird book, blah, blah, blah. I was looking for this book to reference in the book. But I pulled this book off thinking it was the right one. And as I opened it up, I was like, wait, that looks like Jack Canfield's signature. I'm like, that's weird. I shut the book, and I'm like, it's not one of my books. And my husband, on our bookshelf, that's huge, okay? I have 1,000 books, maybe 2,000 books. My husband has 4, okay? And I go to him, I'm like, is this one of your books? Because he goes, no. We have no idea to this day how this book got on my bookshelf, not mine, not his. Anyhow, but it was written by and signed by Jack Canfield. And then a little bit later, the next morning, I was like, that's funny. And then there's another experience that happened. And then the very next morning, I was like, okay, universe, God, spirit, angels, tell me who's going to write my foreword. And then the very next morning, I opened my Facebook, and on it was Frozen, The One Day of Greatness with Jack Canfield. And I'm like, okay, maybe Jack's supposed to write my foreword. So I call, and I'm like, hey. And so the story goes like this. I'm very confident at this point, and I'm like, hey, Jack. And his assistant, Veronica, answered the phone, and she's like, hey, Terry, I don't want to be the bearer of bad news. But she goes, Jack Canfield gets 200 requests per week and rarely writes forwards anymore. You should get a plan B. Don't ever say plan B to me, because I had plan A and plan A. So I did all the tools that I've taught some of you in this room and some more, and then I did the 33-second exercise, and I just acted as if it has already happened, right? And so lo and behold, Jack Canfield wrote the foreword to my book. And I don't share that to impress you, but to impress upon you, we can create and allow for things to fall into place, right? And it becomes pretty magical. Now, probably about 2 years ago, I just got the awareness as to why it was him. Seriously, no joke. And I just was like, oh my gosh, this makes sense now. I was getting ready to take the big leap of faith. How many of you take the leap of the faith? You're like, I'm going out on my own, right? And you take the leap of faith. My friend, who was my biggest cheerleader, she was kind of a random person that I met and became good friends with. She's, Terry, if you do this, I'm going to gift you this like Jack Canfield course. And that Jack Canfield course was like my a little carrot for me. Sometimes we do things for like little things, right? Anyways, that became my carrot. And then that allowed me to like open up my whole counseling practice, grow a very successful company, like all these things. So he's the one who introduced me to all the personal development. I know. And I was like, that kind of makes sense. So it closed the circle on it. So it's pretty powerful. So anyways, the activation. So what I want you to do is this. I want you just to, and we're not going to go crazy with this today, but I want you just to, because what would look like, I'm going to just demonstrate here, just real quick, sitting down. I don't think I've ever done this sitting down, but I would act as if. So when I was doing this, if you were like imagining my bathroom here, every morning, and sometimes a couple times a day, I would just act as if I've already achieved this. So when in front of my vision board, I do this at least twice a day, once in front of my vision board, and then once just in front of the mirror. And I act as if I've already achieved it. So I'm a celebratory person. We were talking about that earlier today, and so I was just like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, yes, yes, oh my gosh, thank you so much, oh my gosh. And I act as if I'm already celebrating it. Okay, so let's do this for some fun. Jackie, you got me on the time. So just when we hit 33, just start shouting like time. Okay. All right, ready, set, here we go. Oh my gosh, yes, how much better can it get? How much better can it get? Yes, oh my gosh, thank you, woo! How much better, congratulations, how much, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Yes, how much better can it get? How much better can it get? Keep going, ladies. Oh my gosh, how much better can it get? Yes, 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 yes. Oh my goodness, how much better can it get? How much better can it get? And, here, oh my gosh, keep going. Oh my gosh, how much better can it get? And time. So what that does, obviously, normally I'm up cheering people on, hugging people. Obviously, in this state is a little bit different. But feel your body. And I actually did not have anyone get out of their chairs, which is the first time I've ever done that in that way. But it activates, right? And we can feel the vibration of that. And so everything that we desire is outside of our creation right this moment. But the more that we speak life into it, the more that we activate that vibration, the faster it calls into. And if you don't believe me, try it. I can't tell you how many times I can have people like manifesting like crazy just by activating the energy of it, right? So it becomes really juicy. The other thing, and this is like the supersonic awesomeness, is when you're using your vision boards, in front of your vision boards, what I want you to do is just close my eyes. I stand in front of my vision board. And then if you want to write this down, it goes like this. I pull masses and masses of energy from the universe. You can say spirit, God, angels if you want, but I just say from the universe to my vision boards or becoming boards, or whatever you want to call them, your desires works too, to them and through them, then to me and through me. So I imagine going into my heart chakra, and then imagine it coming out of your heart chakra out in your back, and then this is where it gets silly, and just bear with me, and bring that energy back up and around your head. And then I just imagine sparklies coming down. That's exactly what I say, sparklies coming down, helping me find more and more ways to achieve my desires. And when you start to play with this, it just becomes an activation. And the more you do this, the more you'll see in your out and about way, people, places, opportunities, connections, collaborations, and you're like, oh my gosh. And I don't know about you, but I just have this fun place of just standing in the presence of it and being like, and if you ever see me smiling out in the world, just like randomly, it's because there's something like, and I'm like, oh, wait, Mom, why are you smiling? And I'm like, oh my, and so of course, like my daughter knows, I'm like, oh my gosh, did you just know that, and I'm just watching it. It just becomes really juicy to start to see and witness the magic, the miracles that are happening, that we have the capacity to help support and create. Isn't that fun? All right, who wants to play? Who wants to share, play? What's coming up for you? What are we speaking life into? Yeah. Oh, good.
Oh, dear. As a professional speaker, that was very hard for me to start. You have to call yourself a professional, right?
Yeah.
If you want to be paid. And I've been speaking for years in my previous career. Lately, one of the things that have happened for me is I'm the menopause ambassador for She Talks, which is an online magazine. Julie Ducharme is an amazing woman. So she's been doing all these conferences, and there's doing these pay to play speaker things. And I'm like, I don't want to pay to speak. I feel better than that. I want to be paid. I did just land my first paid speaking gig just last week. So that's a huge thing. Thank you for another amazing women's adventure club. But I'm working with Julie and she's doing another conference in March. And I want to go so bad, but I'm like, do you have any speaking? The speakers are already full. But I'm like, could I be something else? And she said, maybe a moderator on a panel. And I was like, yes. And then, what did I say? Because I'm trying to justify the cost and bring it up to my husband, like why I have to do it. And she came back with this mentoring, like, Carrie, if you want to be on these stages, you need to show up and be around these types of big people rather than just, I don't know.
So like playing small then. But here's the thing
yes,
is,
but I'm trying, I want to play big. So I'm in this thing. Should I go? Should I stay? What should I do?
Yeah, I will say this. Speaking to pay to play, there's a lot of things that
I'm not
we do.
doing that one.
We do to play, right? Like I have opportunities that I have people play to play. And I will say this, I always go back to testing it energetically. And one of the ladies talked about muscle testing. So there's lots of different ways to use muscle testing. I just tested something earlier today because I was like, is it in my highest and greatest good to go to this event or not? And so I will always test it. And I just trust that if it's meant to be, it will show up. And there's times when I've had to pay to play in certain things when it was in alignment with what I was speaking life into. And so I always test it. Like, does this make sense? Does this not? And so I rely back on that because I feel like if you could have a magic 8-ball, like why not use the magic 8-ball? And so I've learned over the years, the first time I did not honor the magic 8-ball, it was a $20,000 situation, okay? And I was like, I gotta know, but I was like, I'm an entrepreneur, I do what I want. So I overrode it, okay? I lost $20,000, okay? Then I would like to say this did not happen again, but about 6 weeks later, because Teri is hard-headed, and I need to really see it and experience pain to know, to trust. Used to. Anyways, used to. And anyway, so then 6 weeks later, there was another opportunity that was like 10,000, and I tested it, I got a no, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna override it because I'm an entrepreneur, I'll do what I want. So 30,000 within 6 weeks, I was like, okay, maybe I should listen to that. But I'm so grateful that I started listening to it because then you can start to add what is yes that means yes and what means no to means no. And it can be way more expansive for you. Truth be told, that's how I scaled both of my businesses in such a faster way by following the energy of it.
Yeah, for sure.
Did you have a specific question about that?
I don't know. It just was happening today. So yeah, I'm still just giving it time because I like to weigh it out and see what are the benefits. Who am I going to potentially meet here? My question is like,
you know, how many of you all know that I love speaking. So it does not take much. I'm a huge proponent of speaking because it is the fastest way to fill your funnel. It's the fastest way to increase your influence, your impact, and create income, right? It is the fastest way. And I just spoke last week 2 events on the same day, which was bananas. But it was so intense that it was like, okay, but it just creates and it opens so many doors for you. And I will be the first to say that I do about 60% paid, 40% free. I don't mind doing free because of the people that are in the room. I've been opened, many doors have been opened for opportunities. So I always go back to testing it to see what makes sense, what makes not. And then it will open doors for you as you start speaking more life into it. And as you get more comfortable saying, I'm a professional speaker and I do this. Gina just came up to me earlier and she did the VIP day and she's just been like, oh my gosh, expanding like crazy. So exciting because again, it doesn't take much to start the momentum of it. And now that we're going into this really high vibrational year, it's not going to take much to move the dial.
You get visibility.
Exactly. I won't be speaking. That's the thing. Should I?
Here's the thing is I would test it do I just go as an attendee, right? Yeah.
And just check it out. But I think I just was like, I want to go to California and Coronado Beach and be there.
As a moderator, though, you would get visibility.
If I get to do a panel.
And then also connect with people on the panel.
So what I was energetically doing, even on my way here, was like, you know what? I'm not going to email her. She's going to email me back and say she's got a panel open for me, and then I'll go.
Yeah.
Maybe. We'll
Play
see what
with it.
happens,
Play
right?
with what else is possible. So I would say when we start to ask generative questions, so what would it take for me to blank?
Yes.
What would it take for me to be asked to be a participant in some capacity to this event? And I'm telling you, I've created so many like miracles and so many fun things with like being interviewed on the Hay House. Like it's $5,000 to be interviewed on the Hay House. And then I was like, I don't want to do that. And then like less than a year later, Hay House calls me and goes, hey, can you come and be a part of this, blah, 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 be interviewed for free.
Nice.
So it can be that where you get
Simple.
to create that.
Yeah. I
So
agree.
I would invite you to think about what else is possible and asking those generative questions that allow you to just start to play in that place of possibilities.
Here's my biggest hurdle was, then I started thinking, Carrie, you need to start thinking more bigger. You are ready for those big stages. Because I just started feeling small after that email. I was like, why do I feel so small? Because I don't have a speaker reel or any of those things quite yet.
Yeah.
But I don't know. So I'm like, don't get into that small space.
Yeah.
You're big. You will be big. You are going somewhere.
Let's
And
pause
pay to
for
play if you have an offer and you can do your offer and keep 100%,
yeah.
Right.
then
Yeah,
There's-
I get
there's
the
some
wait.
other-
6, 7. Wait, sorry.
it's not all negative.
Yeah.
when
Oh,
they-
for sure.
when
I
it's
totally
offered
agree.
the
Yeah.
Opportunity though.
Right.
So I think
Well,
that's
I've done
pretty
plenty
cool.
of free, or not. I don't call it free, complimentary or growth.
Yeah.
Business growth. So
Yeah.
I don't want to take up all the
Yeah.
time.
So let's do this. I want to play. How many of you feel like you're like truly ready to play in a bigger way in 2026? Yeah. Okay. Cool. Just you two. Just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Friends don't let friends shop for health insurance alone, especially online with a bottle of wine. Skip the spammy calls, endless emails, confusing options. We've got you covered, literally. I'm Deb Salmons with Imagine Choice Customized Health Solutions. No more guesswork. We shop for best plans for you with lower rates the healthier you are. We personalize your plans with confidential information and it's hassle-free. Let us take the stress off your plate so you can focus on what matters most. Imagine Choice Health Insurance with a human touch.
Okay, who wants to come up and we're gonna just do a little activation about playing bigger. So if you wanna, we're just gonna do a little energy clearing. So when I pull energy clearings, I pull from Emotional Freedom Technique, Donna Eden's work, as well as Access Consciousness, of course, like some other things that have come through the path. So if you wanna come up and play, we'll do it. You don't have to.
Okay, so if we do,
Yeah,
what do you
yeah. Do you want to come up?
Sure.
We're gonna do an energy clearing, is that okay?
I like to play.
Okay.
Recreational
Okay.
therapist
Okay.
plays.
Okay, perfect. I just want to make sure. And then anyone else want to come up?
I need a buddy.
Do you want to come up? Come on. Okay. I just want to make sure that. Oh yeah. Yeah. Okay. You guys can get a little cozy if you want, or you're. That's good. That's good. Okay. I will say this is what we're gonna do is just a little fun little activation. So I want you to just close your eyes and just think about your intention of what it is that you would like to activate for this new coming year, this day. And as we go through this, I want you to have that intention to play with it, okay? All right, so I'm gonna have you all tap right here. So you guys can open your eyes and look at me. So what I want you to do is I want you to tap right here. So this is coming from Emotional Freedom Technique. We pull from Emotional Freedom Technique, Access Consciousness, Donna Eden's work, a lot of different other energy work that I've played with over the years. I now just tap into my intuition and just be like, okay, here we go. So I'm gonna just think about with the intention of letting go of the things that we are ready to release and what can we speak life into, activating within our higher knowing, our higher selves of really going into this new year with excitement and trust that we can and are able to, because if we have the thought, we have the ability to create it and generate it, okay? So just tap right here and start, and so repeat after me. And again, when we get to the point, I'm gonna just say blank. The blank means you fill in yours, okay? And you can hum it, or you can just say it in your head. So even though
Even though
I've been holding myself back,
I've been holding myself back,
I have been playing small.
I've been playing small,
way too small.
way too small.
And I am choosing
And I'm choosing
to forgive myself
to forgive myself
for playing small.
for playing
Because I didn't know what I didn't know.
Because I didn't know what I didn't
Now
know.
that I know that I know,
Now that I know that I know,
I choose to know
I choose to know
that I can play big.
that I can play big.
I can play in my 2.0 version,
I can play my 2.0 version
in my 3.0 version,
and my 3.0 version,
and I can stretch myself.
and I can stretch myself.
And I know
And I know
that opportunities and possibilities
that opportunities and possibilities
are going to show up
are going to show up.
that are going to scare me, you know what, Liz.
They're going to scare me, you know what?
And I choose to know
And I choose to know
that if it's showing up,
that if it's showing up,
it's because I'm ready.
it's because I'm ready.
And I'm simply going to say,
And I'm simply going to say,
thank you.
Thank
thank
you.
you.
I'll take more of this.
I'll take more of this
Because it's allowing me
because it's allowing me
to step into
to step into
what I've been asking to
what I've been asking to
and being called into.
and being called into.
And sometimes when I ask for things,
And sometimes when I ask for things,
it shows up.
it shows up.
And I get
And I
to receive it.
get to receive it.
I simply get to receive it.
I simply get to receive it.
So now we're going to talk about the top of the head, the tip of the head. I choose to know.
I choose to know
Eyebrows right here. I'm safe.
I am safe.
Side eyes. I am safe in receiving.
I am safe in receiving.
I'm safe in receiving
I'm safe in receiving
the 2.0 version
the 2.0 version
and beyond
and beyond
that I am capable
that I am capable
of being
of being
and creating.
and creating.
I choose this now.
I choose this now.
So I'm going to say this part and just listen to it, and then if you agree with it, just say yes. All the places and spaces that has not been allowing you to truly step in, tap in, tune in, turn on your infinite knowing, your infinite wisdom that allows you to elevate, activate, transform yourself into a place and space that is ready for you, that is just so ready for you to be like, you have arrived and we want to greet you. So anywhere that's not allowing that, are you willing to revoke, recant, destroy, and uncreate that times a billion, gazillion, gazillion, first, or middle, first,
Yes.
billion, gazillion. Are you willing to revoke, recant, destroy, and uncreate that?
Yes.
Take a breath in. And then pinky and out, right or wrong, good or bad, pocket pot, all night shorts, boys and beyonds. And the back of the hand right here, I want you to close, and then between your pinky and ring finger, right here, you can tap that. I want you to close your eyes. This gets where it gets really weird. Close your eyes, and then open your eyes, and I want you to look hard down left without moving your head. Look hard down right without moving your head. Go eyes in a circle, one direction, go the other direction. I know I'm testing you all here. And then I want you to hum 5 seconds of Twinkle Twinkle. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
1, 2, 3, 4,
And hum.
5.
Take a deep breath in. And out. Right or wrong, good or bad, pocket by shorts, boys and beyonds. And now I want you just to take a moment and I want you to envision. So just take a moment and I want you to envision yourself. And if you need to sit up, take up space. Envision yourself taking on that next step for you in your business, in your life, that new relationship, that whatever that is that you've been speaking life into and calling that into your life for. And now, who do you have to show up to receive that? What version of yourself has to show up in a different way to receive that? And now, I'm going to invite you to put your hand on your heart. And I want you to be in a place of gratitude, in a place of celebrating who you've had to become to get to this place and space, now to level up to this place. If we think about your life in the last year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, you actually had a lot of growing, a lot of preparation to get to where you're at today. We're asking the same thing. We're asking for that preparation and that knowing within yourself to use that to take you to the next stage and phase of your life, okay? So you already are a pro at this. You've already done it, right? And we're going to invite you to think back at all the successes and all the evidence that you have. If you have not wrote down evidence of you already attracting and creating the things in your life, I strongly encourage you and highly recommend that you go and start to write down all the evidence, because that evidence is going to support you. Now, one of the things that I did not say earlier on your vision boards or your becoming boards is put visions of your things that you've already created, because it helps activate that activation. So, okay, here's my evidence. I'm going to support this. I've already done this. I can create this. Of course. Duh. Makes sense. All right. What else do I want to do? Let's just do this. I want you to tap right here and just say, I forgive myself.
I forgive myself
For any time
for any time
that I have not honored my knowing
that I have not honored my knowing
and played full out
played full out
and doing it scared,
and doing it scared
because I trust
because I trust
I will not pee my pants.
I will not pee my pants.
And if I do,
and if I do,
it's okay.
it's okay.
I trust
I trust
and know
and know
that I am here to do big things.
that I'm here to do big things.
And I am creating that space and place
And I'm creating that space and place
and the community around me
and the community around me
to cheer me on
to cheer me on
and say, let's go.
and say, let's go.
I'm going to do it scared,
I'm going to do it scared.
because as I look out,
As I look out,
every single one of these ladies
every single one of these ladies
is doing it scared.
is doing it
And
scared.
they're doing it scared with me.
And they're doing
Who's
it
getting
scared with
chills?
me.
I'm getting full body chills here, right? I choose to forgive myself
I choose to forgive myself
for any story that I have not allowed myself
for any story I have not allowed myself
to outgrow,
to outgrow,
to release,
to release,
to blow up to smithereens.
to blow up to smithereens.
That is no longer in alignment with my mission and vision.
That is no longer in alignment with my vision and vision.
I bless and release it.
Bless and release it.
Baby, I'm ready.
Baby, I'm ready.
Let's do this. All right, let's do this, ladies. All right, thank you so much for being up here. Really quickly, I want to thank you. I'm going to have you guys scooch down. Is anything else coming up for folks? What would you say? Lots of stuff?
So many.
Oh, microphone, please. We'll give you, yes, we'll give you the microphone. Juicy stuff?
So just a lot of downloads, a lot of, as you said before, Tetris pieces falling into place. I am in a place in my life where I'm really struggling with stepping outside of that comfort zone. All of last year was my motto was do it scared. Was just do it scared, pushing through that fear all the time. And all of a sudden, within the last month, I've had a lot of opportunities come up for me that put me in situations that are terrifying. And my little voice in the back of my head is telling me, you can do this, but then there's also that fear of all the self-sabotaging beliefs that I can't. And this was a really nice reminder that I'm just going to go for it. So thank you.
Good.
Yeah.
Yes. Permission granted. Permission granted. And good for you doing it scared. Does everyone have a word of the year? Does anyone do or not do words of the year? I do the word of the year. So this is super cheesy, but I do a word of the year, and I usually let it drop in. So here's what I usually will tell people if you have not done it. I just like to set a word or a phrase, or like last year, I'm a rule breaker. Last year I had 3 because I was like, I deserve 3. Okay. And I have secret messages. Okay. So I have a word of the year, and then I have a secret message. So my word of the year this year, when it dropped in, it was about trusting myself, trusting God, trusting spirit, trusting a source, trusting infinite knowing, trusting the path, trusting this, like just trust. And what I love about it is when I get challenged, or when something comes up, I'm like, trust that you might just pee yourself, okay? Just kidding. But I write this, I do it on my little bracelet, so I wear it all the time. I'll have to show you guys afterwards. But my secret message, it's funny because this kept coming up, and I point to you because this is where we met. But the message I kept getting for the last few months was like the ripple effect. So my secret message to me is about creating the ripple effect. Love it, don't you? So I do recommend, so some of the things that you can think about is setting the intentions. I like to just personally say, show me the word, allow it just to come, whatever that word is, phrase is, or whatever, and let it come in. But you can ask yourselves some questions. You can go into chat and say, hey, what are some prompts that would help me clarify some questions around what my word of the year is? Really, what's the walk that you want to walk this year? I love that you said to do it scared. That could honestly be a mantra or your words of the year of whatever you create. I'm gonna send this around. Give me 1 second. Yes, absolutely.
Scared, but ultimate message.
That was big for me, because I always want everything perfect, and but just doing it messy and going, fixing it as it goes.
Yeah.
It's been huge.
Yeah. The messy middle, yeah, being okay with the messy middle. I'm gonna pass around. If you want to take one of these, you're welcome to. You can have, it just says my word of the year, and you can take this with you and play with it. I have some that are different, whatever your fancy is, okay? Take one of these and you can set it up, but I'll send those around.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
Last year, my word of the year was step it up, and I love like stair stepper and all that.
Yeah.
And randomly, I just thought of this. I created a Step It Up club this summer, like a challenge.
Yeah.
And now it's a membership.
Oh.
So, yeah. Wow. Like a Step It Up.
So again, when you're speaking life into things, it likes to show up in different ways, and like literally, physically showed up in that capacity.
Should my word be money?
Yeah, it could be. Check out our money episode too. We just did a money episode. So I want to take a moment and I just want to celebrate who you are and who you're being in this room. Thank you for being here today. Thank you for your support. I'm going to invite Deb up and also Roxanne, because you're our sponsors. And then I also want to invite up Cheryl. So if I can have Cheryl, yeah, wherever you guys want to sit, bring you guys up.
Oh, yeah, we gotta be blonde.
Clearly.
That's great.
I'm with the blonde babes. Okay.
Or no, we could talk about it.
No, yeah. So I want to do this. I am speaking life into making it a fantastic new year. And these are some of the women that have been behind me, supporting me. And so I'm so grateful for that. And we're going to kick this off with a little champagne toast, a champagne, non-champagne toast, okay? What I'm going to invite, will you share out? I'm going to pass one of those down. We're going to do a little champagne. Again, this is non-alcoholic. What I have made a choice in my life, whether you agree or disagree, it's okay. As we're transitioning into these higher vibrations, for me, I am choosing to bless and release alcohol. And so these are alcohol-free drinks. And do you want to take just a moment and just explain? We've done a concoction that might have been a little bit a misunderstanding on my part, but it's delicious. We already had a taste tester, and she said it was delicious. But go ahead and share. We have the Stella Rosa peach non-alcoholic wine with
the Hydrate Peach Lemonade. It also includes immune support. Everybody's worried about immune support, and so this way we're going to boost our systems at the same time that we're toasting. And I noticed there's no year, so.
I know. I did that purposely because I'm just going in. I tied a bow on this, and we're choosing to tie a bow on all the learnings that we've had in the previous year. And I'm wrapping it up in a tight little bow. That's hence the bow. We're going to celebrate those as wins that we made it through. Okay? And we're toasting to the new year. So can I have you help us? And we're going to get filled up here. So give us a moment. And then you guys are welcome to stay around and get as drunk as you want.
I'm not alcoholic.
I'm kidding. Just, Gina, I am a little concerned because you've been buzzing all night, okay? She had the brain rebalancing, and now we're going to make you go higher. You're going to be flying. Just kidding. I'm just kidding. I want to toast all of you that are joining us, all of you that are here with me. Cheers, 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 cheers. And cheers, cheersing all together, ladies. Cheers.
Cheers.
Wait, one more. Yeah.
Cheers across the way.
Cheers, cheers, cheers. To an amazing, incredible, unbelievable, unforgettable 2026, baby. Here we are. Woo! Oh, that's delicious. Okay, I like sweet, so I'm just going to say it's delicious.
Oh, it's great. It's wonderful. Really.
That's delicious. All right, and then I just want to say thank you to Cheryl for being here, and her activation station is still going to be going on after the show. And then I am going to have our sponsors here do a fun little thing for us. Okay.
Oh, that's so cool.
To an amazing year. Thank you for being here. And as always, be bold, be brave, be fearless, be the magic of you. Massive love, and we'll see you on the next episode. Holy buckets, what a great and powerful way to start our new year. I invite you to start to implement these tools, play in this place of possibilities, and trust what is unfolding. And remember, you are made for more. Live in or are traveling to Colorado, be sure to connect so you can get a seat right here. Thank you for being a part of the Entrepreneur Girlfriend Hour.